This is Scrap Truck V4. It is currently my workhorse of a truck. It is what basically I use for a lot of the truck-based projects that I have. I just use this and slap whatever I need on the back of it. Which has led to things like the Spud aerial denial system and this, which was built to haul giant concrete blocks. It did not end up working. And I also built a fun tanker version. But I built quite a few versions of this, but I had a funny thought. What if I'm transporting something that's just too big even for that, right? So, first of all, let's talk about the actual base truck itself. It has 6 wheels, or I guess it would be, what would that be? 10 wheels, because it's got 2 dualies. It has 1 gas engine, all wheels are powered. However, it also has an electric engine with a dual drive system. So if you press 1, it will lock it into electric mode. And this is not my design, this is made by Al Magma. You should go check them out, although I don't think they make YouTube videos anymore, but that is all good. And yeah, it's also got lights. But I created this and I thought, what if I want to do more? So I decided to create the EWB version, which is just the extended wide body. And let's see, let's go ahead and pull up here. It is the exact same cab, but it is, for 1, wider, and for 2, the wheels are a little farther back, and also there is another set of them. They're actually 2 blocks, I just don't have them lined up well. You can easily tell the width by looking at them head on. The scrap truck, if you look at it head on, you can notice that the back wheels only hang out by 1. On this one, they're out by three more blocks. So, and the fuel tank is fully visible on this one. So, this one's quite a bit bigger. But then I was like, what if I need even more? And while it would be very comedic to keep extending this and just making it wider to the point where I'm just driving around a literal slab, that would be very funny and amusing, but not quite what I'm looking for. So instead, I decided to make the EWB with a trailer. And this is what we ended up with. Or this is what I ended up with right here. It is literally an EWB with a sadly proprietary hitch that is not like any of my other hitches. It does have something cool in that since it's welded, these logic gates here are right next to the hitch, so you can hook them up to switches and use these logic gates to activate things on the trailer, which is a very fun idea. I should probably mention I do everything vanilla. I do have 1 mod to help with building, just for like painting and whatnot, but everything I do here is vanilla. So no, weldings and whatnot. It's all completely vanilla. This trailer is it's a very sizable trailer. And I should probably mention the EWB also has the dual drive system and all wheels are powered. So, I like making guns, specifically on the backs of my trucks. So, I may have gone a little overboard. We're going to first do a tour on the lift, because it is quite laggy. So, this is the Scrap Truck V4 EWB with the artillery trailer. Now, here's the fun thing about this. The initial trailer stops like right here. I extended it with 2 more sets of wheels and just made the whole thing longer. So this isn't even the regular trailer, it's even bigger. First of all, let's talk about a little bit about some of the smaller details first. For example, these here, they're meant to be ammo storage for the big gun here. I didn't make a way to like a loading port or anything like that. Probably should have, although that might get into the realm of Scrap Truck, I think V3 was it, where it was way too complicated. Let me go ahead and see if I can find it here. It had like a World War II, yeah. This one had like a World War II looking Fallout cannon on the back. A lot of fun, overcomplicated, gets stuck all the time, super laggy. Anyway, we have 4 pistons. There was initially 9 here, but I removed a bunch of them save lag, and 4 was the smallest amount that still lifted the gun. Speaking of lifting the gun, I'm using pistons, not controllers, because that is a lot of weight, and unless I added an insane amount of counterweight measures and did like perfect balancing, the bearing, using a single bearing to lift the thing was never gonna work. So I decided to just preemptively go for the pistons, which was the right call. On the back here, we have what's meant to be like the power system that's meant to fire the gun. When you drop it off the lift, these fans will spin as if they're cooling it. I wish I had done something with the back behind these fans more and painted them like black or something, but we have some greebles here on the sides, and let's talk about these switches here. This switch right here will raise and lower the gun. Fire left will shoot the left barrel, right will shoot the right barrel, and the middle one will shoot both at the same time. So what I'm thinking is that we load it up and shoot it, and you can do that. This one also has a spinning light on the top, but it's not spinning yet. So we're gonna load it on the lift, and then we're gonna drop it, because when we drop it, it will get laggy. So let's go for it. Gotta let everything settle here. Should settle here in just a sec. But I guess we can go ahead and start by lifting it up. And you can see that those fans are spinning there. And you can see that the light is blaring as well. Should have had a siren or something, but a little late for that. So we're gonna start by firing left, and then we will fire the right. The light will do something pretty fun, so I'll go ahead and shut up so you can watch. Shoots, and then we can go ahead and head on. I mean, we can go to, I'm gonna go to the other side because I think watching the lights is very fun. Ooh, funky lights, ooh. And off it goes. Now, I will admit, I think that having the gun raised like this is very, very fun. You might have noticed that you can't actually see the explosives after you've loaded them from the side. And that's because I added this little flare thing here that covers the explosives, so it looks a little nicer. And you can drive with the you can drive the trailer around up or down. Both work, although it's obviously very laggy. And there's a very fun thing that happens when you drive it around, and that is that if you start on gas, it barely moves. It moves, but barely. So it's way easier to just start on electric. And then once you're on, once you got a little bit of speed, then switch back to gas. Which, as you can see, the clearance for turning on it is very, very nice. But, yeah, this thing is a lot of fun, despite its, lag. So I've been experimenting with a few, I'm going to experiment with a few more things on the trailer. Specifically, I want to turn it into a mobile launch platform so I can launch rocket ships into the air. But first, I have to figure out how to make a rocket ship that doesn't fly to the ground without manual control. So that's going to be interesting. One last thing I wanted to bring up is that I had a very fun 30 to 40 minutes trying to problem solve one thing, and that is that no matter what I did, I could not get these spud guns to fire. And the problem was that logic gate right there. That logic gate used to connect to all the other ones, and then the timer would go into that. It's just an easier way because I was, copy-paste welding this together. Turns out that if you have a timer into a logic gate into a logic gate, you can't use cardboard to launch explosives. I didn't know that. There's probably more to it that I'm not understanding there. But, yeah. So I'm going to turn it into a mobile launch platform, hopefully, assuming I can build a successful rocket. And we're just going to see where this goes. Hopefully I never have to make a bigger truck. I'm totally going to have to make a bigger truck, aren't I?